Hi everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Persona 4 Golden. In the last part we did a lot of ancillary stuff, and we were kind of waiting for everything to get going again, I guess. And in this part it's pretty much more the same. We're going to be doing a lot more social links and that kind of thing, and finishing off certain characters. So yeah, I gave that's incorrect. Fuck! I got it wrong. Symbolic of burying with Toso's burial of demons, apparently. Okay, whatever. So yeah, this part is pretty much going to be all social links, finishing off characters, social links, and that kind of thing. Who's first up? It's Yosuke. So yeah, we're going to be finishing off Yosuke's social link. Today we're going to be going through and getting his ultimate persona, which is useful. I always do it at least for Yosuke, Chie, and Yukiko. I always get their ultimate personas just because I use them in they're the main characters I use. But in this one I actually went out of my way to get Kanjis and Teddies as well, I believe. I can't remember if I did anybody else's. I don't think. I'm wondering whether, because I started Naoto's quite late, whether I can get her ultimate persona, but I'll try my best. I will say here that Yosuke is a little bit emo. Yeah, a bit emo, a little bit self-centered here, but he's changed, he's fine.
But one constant in my life is that people rely on me. I thought before that I was shameless for being
big
like
head.
that, but I just don't mind it. When I'm doing things for other people.
So yeah, we're just finishing off Yosuke's social link here, and it's pretty much just the conclusion that
When Nanako-chan was kidnapped, didn't you think I was surprisingly on top of things?
well, yeah, you were.
Now that you say it like that, I feel pretty lame.
Why? Okay, whatever.
In any case, I tried
So yeah,
really hard at
Yosuke's
the
social
time.
link is
Of course, I was serious
he's
about
finishing
all this
off
with
his social link.
Nanako-chan
It's
solved the
basically
case.
him talking about how
But
he used to
mainly,
be,
It was because I thought you were going through some tough times.
how he used to
When we were
feel as though he
debating dropping
hated
Namatame into the TV,
having to do all this
just
stuff for
seeing
people,
red.
and how he
I was
felt
so
that he didn't
overwhelmed
really
with
get
hate and
what he
wanting
wanted
to
in
blame
return
everything on him that I
for
stopped
doing
thinking
all
of
these things
myself.
that he does.
The
And
same could be
then
said
you
of
know
what
this
happened to
at this
Junette's.
point it's just him
People just
kind
think
of
about their own interests.
coming around to the fact
But
that
if I ignore them
that's
and say
just
it's none of
what
my
he does.
business,
He just
I won't get
enjoys,
anywhere.
you know,
I forget what's important.
he really
and I
enjoys
won't be
just
able to be proud
being
of
there for
myself.
people and
I won't be able to say I did my best.
helping out his friends and family in
I wanna
all
keep pushing myself.
in any way that he possibly can,
I want the people I
which
care
you know
about to
is
be happy.
it's a nice little realization. It's a nice little message, I think. I almost said nice little message, but I mean nice little message. So yeah, I overall like Yosuke's social link. It's pretty well done. I will say that I don't like the afro. The sun afro looks a bit weird, but otherwise I think his ultimate persona design is pretty cool. Useful when moderately restores parties. It's not that useful. I don't really use it all that much. Sorry. But to be honest, I don't really use many of the kind of
New power? Is this
non-attacking abilities, if that makes any sense. Like
real? There's a lot I'm
I
grateful
don't boost up
for these
stats that
past
often.
year. The biggest thing? I
Only when I
was that
really
met you.
need to.
If you
Like
ever
in
lose your
Namatame's
way,
boss fight, I
it'll knock
really
some sense
use
into
the
It won't matter if
diamond
you're at the ends of the earth
shield,
or in
which
somewhere dark and
greatly
bleak.
reduced,
That's what partners are for, right?
greatly increased the party's kind of physical defense, or overall defense, I should say. It increased their defense by quite a significant margin. But other than that, I don't really use all that kind of stuff. I just prefer to get the damage off, get the hits in. Ah, we got the day off from school. Oh god, we got a phone call.
Yeah, it's me.
It's Dojima. Nanako could leave hospital on the 20th. So that means they'll be back home on the 20th, so in 5 days. So yeah, that's pretty much telling you that Teddy's going to be around at your house until pretty much the 20th, and then Nanako and Dojima will be back. I think it's also pretty much a thing which tells you, hey, you can do your social links. You can redo if you haven't finished your social link with Nanako or Dojima, which if you haven't, you suck pretty badly or just weren't focusing on social links. Then that's the chance when you can start to do those social links again if you need to. So Kanji is asked to come round to our house. We're going to be finishing off getting Kanji's ultimate persona now.
What would be,
Okay.
okay,
I'm confused, Kanji.
I
Spit it out.
want to give someone a present. I don't know what they'd like, so
I love the acting here.
I thought I'd ask
The acting is so fucking good here.
It's for-
Troy Baker, you're so amazing. Who is this woman?
I want to give it to Ma.
Oh, she is a woman, but
What do you mean? Yeah, obviously she's a woman.
Kanji doesn't get it.
I am begging you. I have no idea what to give her. I want to be damn sure Mom's happy with it. I should tell you.
Oh, how
Mom was in the
sweet.
hospital.
Oh fuck.
Oh,
She
it
alright?
was just one exam though. She's out already and doing totally fine. But the tests seemed like they were rough on her, so I want to give her something like a hospitality award.
How nice of you.
Teasing me.
I think whatever happens here that because either option there is going to be pretty much taking the piss out of him. So
When I was there, Ma looked at me and said, "You've changed." She said, "Your father and I are proud of you, son."
oh, isn't that nice? Oh, Kanji's started to cry. How nice.
She says she's proud of me.
Kanji's voice is shaking. Yes, he's starting to go.
I know I should be proud of her. She raised a punk like me without a single.
Like I said, the voice acting here is actually really fucking good. It's like I said, Troy Baker. Just he's good. Fucking hell, that guy's good at whatever he fucking does. Getting kind of leaky here.
Have changed. It was because I got to know you guys. Until I met you, I was so mad that people saw me as some
Yeah,
weirdo that tried
I
to
would
get
say
back at
that.
anyone who looked at me funny.
Sorry, I would say that Kanji's character change is probably the biggest from the start of the game to now, like near the end. Because at the beginning he was pretty much like a very angry, rude kind of asshole, I guess. And you know, at this point he's kind of like, you know, nice guy, just wants to do the best for everybody, which is kind of you know, a nice little thing. And I also I just like his Kanji is probably one of my favorite characters in the whole game. And so we now get his maximum persona, which is actually pretty cool looking, I have to say. It doesn't really change much in terms of the physical design, but the color scheme just looks a lot better than the previous one, I think. The man's way, I never use it because I don't use kanji in battle. Look at him, he's level like 27, whereas everybody else is like in the 60s. So, well, the main three that I use are in the 60s anyway. Yeah, so yeah, kanji's Kanji's social link is one of the more interesting ones, and I also think that he has the biggest change from like start of the game to end of the game in terms of his character progression. He's also one of my favourite characters in the whole game. Top 2, I would say. Up there with, I guess, I guess he's my one of my top two with Chie, I guess.
Make that gift.
Although none of the characters I would say
Present from
suck.
Mom.
At least not the main ones, anyway.
It's cold
Oh.
out now, so maybe something warm for when she goes to sleep.
You want me to help? I don't know what I'm doing. Oh god.
Hey, how about a crocheted hugging pillow you can put a hot water bottle inside? I'll call it a warmy yarny. If we work together on it, it'll be a masterpiece. Always seems to like it when I tell her stories about you, so she'll love this. Yeah, I'm glad I asked you, Senpai. Wasn't this a great idea?
A bit. I guess so. You spent an unexpectedly long time with Kanji. I like that. Anyway, moving on to the next day. And are we seeing somebody else? Oh look, it's Naoto. So I guess we're continuing Naoto's social link today.
Thank you.
Yes. So we're continuing her social link. I think we're almost done with hers. I think she's at rank 8 at the moment. So this one will be up to rank 9. So we're nearly done. You should be going soon. Okay, let's go. Yeah, basically if you choose... I don't really choose... When somebody comes up to you and says, do you want to hang out? I usually say no, just because I want to check out... At least early game and mid game, I say no. For the most part, just because I want to find out who else is available at that time, if you know what I mean. So I wanted to find out, you know, if there was anybody else that I would, you know, rather increase the social rank of at that point. You can always then go to them afterwards anyway, so it's no big deal. Anyway, we're now here with Naoto, and it's finally revealed that the man who stole his stuff from the thief who stole all the stuff from his granddad's house, her granddad's house, was her granddad. Yeah, that makes sense. Basically, he was trying to get Naoto to,
it's the final challenge.
you know, I guess it's just a challenge to try and get her to, what's the word I'm looking for here? Just to get her to try and be interested, get back into being a detective again.
Well, I don't hate them, but if it has to do with
Naoto is tilting her head.
then it's probably somewhere high. Remember, I told you before that I made a secret base in the trees? The highest place.
Oh, did you? I don't remember, to be honest.
The hill. Next, what I can't stand
Time to go on the hill.
There are several possibilities, but
Throwing things away.
that's right. Did I mention that before?
Yeah, it was one of
Considering
the
what's hill, the
first
most
things that you
likely
said
answer is
during
the
this whole
trash
social link
chute.
adventure.
I have an inkling of what might be there. Let's go, senpai.
Time to go, senpai. So much senpai. Yeah, so now we're going to go up to the top of the hill and we're going to find the last of Naoto's trinkets.
I forgot this thing even existed. It's the last of the 7 tools.
What is it? It's the last of the
detective's
7 tools, the
pocketbook.
detective's pocketbook.
All the things I had forgotten about are packed in here. I think Grandpa wanted to remind me of them.
Yep.
This childish game. He's selfish indeed. Forcing me to recall all this now. I was trying so hard. Not to be underestimated. Not to be condescended to.
Yeah, and that's the kind of thing. She doesn't really want to be treated like a
If
kid,
I solved this town's
which is the
murder
whole
case, then
point, I guess.
everyone would accept me. They would acknowledge me as the 5th in the Shirogane lineage of detectives. That's what I told
yeah,
myself.
it's a
That was no ordinary
sorry,
case.
bloody hell, my throat's gone.
The best I could do was convince the police.
Naoto's social link
There
is
was no
one of the
way
more
I could
interesting
allow
ones as
everything
well,
to
where it's
come to
kind of
light.
like a,
Of course, I had braced myself.
because a lot of them are like
during the case.
personal,
That's why
I guess.
had to do the best
Like,
I
you know,
could
it's
until the very end.
personal pressure, I guess.
Wanted to be accepted.
This one is a
to be
mixture.
needed.
It's kind of like
That's why I avoided
personal
external
pressure,
tiptoes
wanting to be
and
accepted,
focused only on
and
solving the case.
wanting to be treated
But the original reason I
like
wanted
an
to
adult,
become
and say,
detective,
you know, treated with
it was
respect and all that
because
kind of shit.
mysteries intrigued
But at the
me,
same time,
and
it's
I could
almost
help people
like an
by
external
solving them.
pressure as well,
That's all.
like because of the fact
I
that
remember now.
Naoto's family are
Do you recall the
she
time
comes
I
from a long
faced
line of
myself in
like
the TV world?
um
It was my task
really
to
well
accept
known,
the
you know,
self who yelled,
top,
I want a reason for me to stay.
class detectives.
But my reason to stay was not solely to solve the crime. You, everyone.
Yeah, it was, you know, so she has that external pressure from, you know, living up to the expectations of her placed on her by the other people, you know, by
an adult. I
her-
had to be a man.
her
That way of
lineage,
thinking, I was running from
being,
myself.
you know, a
I
detective
don't
and all
need to
that.
look for something to change or something to accomplish. I only need to have faith in myself.
Yeah, and this is where she finally gets it.
Accept myself. That I'm a woman. That I haven't yet become the detective.
This is
I
quite a
wanted to
complicated
be. I am a woman.
thing, really.
And
It's
a
a quite...
detective. One who will continue to
Yeah,
pursue the
it's
truth
really
for
fucking
you and
complicated,
others as long as
actually,
I
to
live.
of an issue to try and convey in a game, and I think they do a pretty good job, actually, of dealing with what is essentially identity issues. I think they do a good job with it.
I'm really glad.
She
I
can now
came
take
to
a
this
mortal
town.
blow for you in battle,
It's
which
where
is
you and
that's
I
useful.
live, and all the others too.
And that's it. One more social link to do with Naoto, and then we'll be done. You remember falling asleep in your bed, but you feel more awake than ever. So yeah, it's at this point where you start getting flashbacks to all the memories of all the things that you did with Marie, which is why you need to max out the social link in order to get this stuff to kind of in order to access Marie's dungeon and access all this Marie side quest stuff. Okay, have you found it yet? Okay. That's with an incredibly strong will. No, her fate lies with you. She has left you, to be exact. Oh, that's not very nice. She must have had a very strong reason. So yeah, pretty much this is just telling you, yeah, the game's not continuing yet, Sunshine. You've got to wait a little bit longer for whereabouts to be found. It's at this point where I felt like the game dragged a little bit, because I just wanted to get the social links, not the social links. I wanted to get the main story going again. Like I wanted to get back up and on with the next dungeon, and you know, social links are interesting, but when there's like a load of them in a row for like a good hour or two of gameplay, it can get a bit dull. But anyway, we're now continuing with Teddy's social link, and we're getting his ultimate persona. We're finishing off Teddy's social link, which is nice.
Winter Sea is really cool too. Coming here with everyone was fun.
Okay.
But it's exciting to be here alone with you too. This must be the true
okay.
charm of the Winter Sea.
It's fucking cold, Teddy. Can we go home? Teddy's in high spirits. You can tell by the fact that he's thrown his arms up in the air and his eyes are closing.
People are supposed to do on the beach and run around in the surf. Come on, try and catch me.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I don't want to run. I'm tired. I say that graphically, this area looks pretty nice. The sea looks pretty nice for a PS2. Well, I guess upper res PS2, but it still looks pretty nice.
And everything in it is connected.
Okay.
The sea's sparkly,
I will say that the this wooden stump here, this little log, this looks particularly low res, but the rest of it looks pretty nice.
How the sea is so beautiful. I didn't know anything,
Okay.
and I never thought about wanting to learn either.
It sounds like so many
Kinds of
people.
things in me. All these feelings created after I met all of you. I think that's
Yeah, Teddy's probably the most interesting in terms of the actual overall story of the game. How he was originally a shadow and kind of formed a,
and I don't know what I'm gonna do
you know,
from here either.
didn't want to be a shadow, so formed himself a kind of outer skin, this Teddy, Teddy persona, which then later turned into, his physical body. Because he is just a shadow, but he does have his own persona, so I guess that means that he's technically human, but not really. It's kind of a bizarre thing to think about, I guess. He's crying now.
Because you're going away soon.
Those tears are so massive.
No, Sensei. But I felt like if I told you, then you'd leave for good.
You stupid bear. It's still a long way off. What are you talking about?
How long is that in Topsicles? If I stop eating them, will it never come?
No, that makes no fucking sense. Teddy, what are you fucking on about?
It's sad, but being sad is part of life, too. I've made my decision to stop.
Which I kind of like. Yeah, this is kind of like his realization that, life has its ups and its downs, its good sides and its bad sides, and you need both for the world to be kind of... I hate that you can't see him nod. But like the world, it has goods and bads, so you have to deal with it. Oh my god. Yeah, Teddy's persona is the one ultimate persona which I think looks completely and utterly fucking bizarre. Anything could happen. Thank you for that. Yeah, basically that is just like, it's a random move. It can be anything, any move possible, which is not that useful.
Something came out.
But anyway, we're pretty much at the end of the part, so join me next time for the next part of Persona 4 Golden. We're probably going to be doing more social links, but hopefully we'll be moving on to the next dungeon in the game in the next part, hopefully. But who knows, I will see you in the next part of Persona 4 Golden. See you next time.
Independent yet.